So, if you had to name the most dangerous predator on Earth, what would you say?
I mean, most people would probably say a lion.
Right, a lion.
Right.
Or maybe a tiger or a wolf.
Yeah, totally.
But the real answer is humans, which, presents this massive paradox because we definitely weren't always the kings of the jungle.
Not even close.
No, we were basically prey. So, welcome to today's deep dive. I'm your host. And the mission for today is to really unpack this fascinating historical text we've got, which details the evolutionary journey of Homo sapiens.
And I'm your resident expert here to help break it all down.
Yeah, we want to discover exactly how the absolute weakest creature on the savannah managed to conquer the globe. I mean, without sharp claws, without speed, and zero brute strength.
It really is the ultimate evolutionary paradox. If
Yeah.
you look at the baseline, say about 300,000 years ago in Africa, modern humans were, well, we were basically an easy meal.
A prehistoric appetizer.
Exactly. I mean, we are conditioned to think of dominance in nature as this purely physical equation, right?
Sure.
Claws, teeth, venom.
Yeah, muscle mass.
Right. But if you drop a modern human into the wilderness today, naked and unarmed, you realize very quickly that we have zero of those natural weapons. We're incredibly fragile.
We are so squishy.
We really are. And, historians and biologists point out that our ancestors didn't primarily die of diseases or old age.
Oh, wow. Really?
No, they died from wild animal attacks. Predation was the primary cause of death. You woke up every day in a state of perpetual hypervigilance.
Just trying not to get eaten by giant hyenas or saber-toothed cats.
Exactly.
The text paints this terrifying picture for the listener. Like, imagine you are just left alone in the jungle. There are no walls, no modern weapons.
Just a wooden stick.
Right, just a sharpened stick, and you're staring down a 180-kilo hungry lion. I mean, clearly humans didn't just hit the prehistoric gym to solve this problem.
No, we definitely didn't outmuscle a lion. We survived because we completely stopped fighting by the jungle's rules.
We changed the game.
We did. Instead of relying on physical traits, humans leaned into a completely different kind of power.
Mm-hmm.
We shifted from physical adaptation to cognitive and communal adaptation.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit, because even if you're smart, a big brain doesn't literally stop a leopard from eating you.
No, it is not.
So how do we practically survive? A solitary genius on the savannah is just a smart snack.
A very smart snack.
Yeah.
And that's why the text introduces this concept of the shared brain. Humans basically never lived alone.
We were always in groups.
Right, bands of maybe 20 to 50 individuals. If an early human saw a crocodile by the river, they didn't try to fight it or outsmart it one-on-one.
Because they'd lose.
Every single time. Instead, they retreated, went back to the group, told everyone, and they planned. No other creature was doing that level of decentralized planning.
Right, and the text gets into this grunting at each other isn't really enough to take down a massive predator.
Right.
So how did communication actually become, like, a weapon?
Well, human language evolved to allow for unprecedented situational planning. Most animals have basic alarm calls.
That's a monkey screeching at an eagle.
Exactly. It just means danger.
Okay.
But human language could convey crazy complexity. The text uses this highly specific example.
Oh, the buffalo one.
Yeah. An early human could communicate, there are 5 buffalo behind the hill to the north, but 2 lions are hiding near them.
Which is already so much data.
Right, but then they could add, so we will wait and attack from behind after sunset.
That's wild. You're mapping out geography, time, secondary threats, and a multi-stage strategy.
All in their heads. They simulated reality before acting on it.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because even with a flawless plan, a single enraged buffalo can still trample 10 humans.
Oh, easily.
So the source material details this strategy called persistence hunting, and it completely blew my mind.
It is brilliant. Since a single lion or buffalo could still overpower us, we used strategy over brute force. We realized we couldn't compete on speed.
Like a cheetah going 0 to 60.
Right. But a cheetah can only do that for about 30 seconds before it literally overheats and dies. Apex predators are mostly sprinters.
So we went all in on endurance.
We became the ultimate biological endurance machines. And we broke the rules of the jungle. Cheetahs win with speed, lions with power.
Humans win with patience.
Exactly. Because of our sweat glands and our ability to walk on 2 legs, we can dump heat while we move.
Unlike a dog that has to stop and pant.
Right. So picture the hunt. Humans spot a fast animal, like a deer or a wild horse. The animal gets spooked and sprints away at incredible speed.
It just vanishes.
Yeah, but the humans don't give up. They just start walking. They track the footprints.
Just a casual, terrifying stroll.
Right. The animal stops in the shade, panting desperately to lower its core temperature. Then it sees the humans walking over the hill.
So it panics and sprints away again.
And the humans just keep walking. They do this for hours, sometimes for an entire day.
It's just walking after it.
Yes, right through the hottest part of the day. Eventually, the animal literally collapses from hyperthermia and sheer exhaustion.
It's so crazy to think about. We just walked things to death.
We bypassed physical strength completely.
But I want to point out a major flaw in this strategy that the text brings up. Eventually, the sun goes down.
It does.
And once it gets dark, humans lose that vision advantage. Our eyesight is terrible compared to a hyena, so the endurance machine suddenly becomes the easy meal again.
Which brings us to the next massive superpower in human evolution.
Taming the beast of fire.
Yes.
And I love the analogy used here. It's like fire was this prehistoric tech gadget that early humans didn't actually know how to manufacture, but they knew how to keep charged.
That is a great way to put it. We didn't invent fire initially.
We harvested it.
Right, from lightning strikes or volcanoes.
Mm-hmm.
And they guarded those sparks with their lives. They even taught the children how to protect the embers.
Because it was literally the only thing keeping them alive at night.
Exactly. Fire conquered the night. It pushed back the predators, the wolves, the hyenas.
Even the insects, right?
Yeah, the smoke deterred disease-carrying insects. It allowed humans to actually sleep deeply without constant terror. It was our first major victory over nature.
But what's fascinating here is that the safety was great, but fire's greatest miracle wasn't actually protection.
No, it was cooking.
Which sounds so mundane today.
But it changed our biology. Raw meat and tough roots take hours to chew and massive amounts of energy to digest.
The text mentions the energy budget of the body. You can't have a massive digestive system and a massive brain.
You biologically cannot afford both. So, fire acted as an external stomach. Cooked meat is softer, safer, and basically pre-digested.
So it gave the body this huge...
Evolution directed that surplus straight upward. It directly fueled the rapid development of the human brain.
Okay, so we've got big brains, we've got shared language, we've got safe nights and cooked food.
A pretty good setup.
It is. But a tribe of 50 people sitting around a campfire doesn't build a spaceship.
No, they don't.
So how did we get from small, isolated groups to global empires?
Well, around 50,000 years ago, humans developed a really unique trait. We gained the ability to trust non-relatives.
Which is huge because chimps and wolves basically just fight any outside group.
Always. But suddenly, you could have 200 humans organized to trap a massive mammoth. Some are digging pits, some are chasing, some are attacking.
Trusting strangers basically changed everything.
It did. And if you trace that timeline forward to about 12,000 years ago, humans stopped wandering.
The agricultural revolution.
Right. We settled by rivers, planted seeds, formed the first villages, and that sparked the need to defend land and store surplus food.
Which leads to the first civilizations. But here's the thing I really want to ask you about.
Sure.
How does that scale? What does this all mean for us today? Because how do millions of strangers actually cooperate in a modern city?
The text has a brilliant analogy for this.
Yes, the 500 rupee note. Or, a $100 bill.
Exactly. Think about that piece of paper. Objectively, to a biologist, it has zero intrinsic value.
Yeah.
You can't eat it. You can't build a house with it.
If you hand a chimpanzee a 500 rupee note, it's just going to stare at you.
Or tear it up. But because billions of humans believe it has value, that little piece of paper literally runs the world.
It's all based on belief.
Yes. That is the true power of imagination.
Weird fictions.
Exactly. Concepts like money, governments, borders, laws, companies, none of these physically exist in nature.
You can't point to a corporation in the wild.
Right. They are just shared fictions. A lion cannot build an army of 1 million lions
Right.
because they just lack this shared imagination.
That invisible web of belief is what allowed specialized societies to flourish. I can be a podcaster because I trust that the grocery store will accept my imaginary money for actual food.
Exactly. You don't have to hunt your own food anymore.
So if you look at the world today, the cities, the writing, the airplanes, it feels like Homo sapiens have officially conquered nature.
Well, I have to push back gently on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If we connect this to the bigger picture in the text, despite deep-sea exploration and moon landings, humans are still completely at the mercy of the natural world.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Think about it. A single microscopic virus, an earthquake, or a drought can bring our entire modern world to a standstill.
We are still just a part of the nature that birthed us.
Very much so.
Oh.
But our real ongoing superpower isn't dominance over nature. It's intergenerational learning.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning, when a scientist discovers something or a child goes to school, that knowledge outlives them. With writing and shared knowledge, we build on the past.
Oh, right. We don't have to start from scratch every generation.
Exactly. We externalize our memory.
Which brings up a really chilling realization from the end of the text.
It's a big one.
If our ultimate superpower is our unique ability to learn, to imagine, and to share those fictions, what happens now that humans are creating a new intelligence?
You mean artificial intelligence?
Yeah. Machines that can process data and learn entirely on their own?
It is the ultimate looming question. History shows us that Homo sapiens survived and thrived by out-cooperating and out-imagining every other human species that used to exist.
Like the Neanderthals.
Right. We replaced them. But now, as we actively develop AI, this non-biological entity that can learn at an unprecedented scale, we have to ask ourselves a very hard question.
What's the question?
Are we merely writing the next chapter of human evolution? Or are we actively engineering the very species that will eventually replace us, just like we replaced the predators of the ancient savanna?
Wow. If AI ever generates its own shared beliefs, things could get really wild.
It would completely change the definition of what it means to be the apex predator.
That is heavy. So for you listening right now, as you eat your breakfast or scroll through your phone today, remember this. You are participating in a reality that wasn't built by the fastest runner or the strongest fighter.
Not at all.
It was built by ancestors who simply refused to give up, who walked their prey to death, and decided to think together instead. But as we build machines that think faster than us, maybe we're setting the stage for the next shift in the food chain.
Something to think about next time you use a $100 bill.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive. Scroll through your phone today. Remember this. You are participating in a reality that wasn't built by the fastest runner or the strongest fighter.
Not at all.
It was built by ancestors who simply refused to give up, who walked their prey to death, and decided to think together instead. But as we build machines that think faster than us, maybe we're setting the stage for the next shift in the food chain.
Something to think about next time you use a $100 bill.
Absolutely.